Question 1. You're reversing into a side road. When would your vehicle be the greatest hazard to passing traffic? A. When the front of your vehicle swings out. Explanation. Always check in all directions before reversing. Keep a good lookout throughout the maneuver, and remember that the front will swing out as you reverse into the side road. Act on what you see and wait if necessary. Question 2. You're looking for somewhere to park at night. When may you park on the right-hand side of the road? D. When you're in a one-way street. Explanation. Red rear reflectors show up when headlights shine on them. These are useful when you're parked at night, but they'll only reflect if you park in the same direction as the traffic flow. Normally you should park on the left, but in a one-way street, you may also park on the right-hand side of the road. Question 3. You're going to turn left from a main road into a minor road. What should you do as you approach the junction? B. Keep well to the left of the road. Explanation. Your road position can help other road users to anticipate your actions. Keep to the left as you approach a left turn and don't swing out into the center of the road in order to make the turn easier. This could endanger oncoming traffic and may cause other road users to misunderstand your intentions. Question 4. What's the meaning of this sign? A. Waiting restrictions. Explanation. This sign indicates that there are waiting restrictions. It's normally accompanied by details of when the restrictions are in force. Details of most signs in common use are shown in the Highway Code. For more comprehensive coverage, see Know Your Traffic Signs. Question 5. What should you do when you're unsure whether it's safe to reverse your vehicle? C. Get out and check. Explanation. A small child could be hidden directly behind you, so if you can't see all around your vehicle, get out and have a look. You could also ask someone reliable outside the vehicle to guide you. Question 6. How far are you allowed to reverse? A. No further than is necessary. Explanation. You mustn't reverse further than is necessary. You may decide to turn your vehicle around by reversing into an opening or side road. When you reverse, always look all around you and watch for pedestrians. Don't reverse from a side road into a main road. Question 7. You see these double white lines along the center of the road. When may you park on the left? C. To pick up or set down passengers. Explanation. You mustn't park or stop on a road marked with double white lines, even where one of the lines is broken, except to pick up or set down passengers. Question 8. You want to turn right at a box junction. What should you do if there's oncoming traffic? A. Wait in the box junction if your exit is clear. Explanation. You can wait in the box junction as long as your exit is clear. At some point, there will be a gap in the oncoming traffic, or the traffic lights will change, allowing you to... Question 9. Which road users benefit from toucan crossings? B. Cyclists and pedestrians. Explanation. Toucan crossings are similar to pelican crossings, but there's no flashing amber phase. Cyclists share the crossing with pedestrians and are allowed to cycle across when the green cycle symbol is shown. Question 10. You want to park and you see this sign. What should you do on the days and times shown? D. Park in a bay and pay. Explanation. Parking restrictions apply in a variety of places and situations. Make sure you know the rules and understand where and when restrictions apply. Controlled parking areas will be indicated by signs and road markings. Parking in the wrong place could cause an obstruction and danger to other traffic. It can also result in a fine. Question 11. How should you signal if you're going straight ahead at a roundabout? C. Signal left just after you pass the exit before the one you're going to take. Explanation. To go straight ahead at a roundabout, you should normally approach in the left-hand lane, but check the road markings. At some roundabouts, the left lane on approach is marked left turn only, so make sure you use the correct lane to go ahead. You won't normally need to signal as you approach, but signal before you leave the roundabout, as other road users need to know your intentions. Question 12. What should you do when there's an obstruction on your side of the road? B. Give way to oncoming traffic. Explanation. Take care if you have to pass an obstruction, such as a parked vehicle, on your side of the road. Give way to oncoming traffic if there isn't enough room for you both to continue safely. Question 13. When may you enter a box junction? C. When your exit road is clear. Explanation. Yellow box junctions are marked on the road to prevent the road becoming blocked. Don't enter the box unless your exit road is clear. You may wait in the box if you want to turn right and your exit road is clear, but oncoming traffic or other vehicles waiting to turn right are preventing you from making the turn. Question 14. What should you do when you park at night on a road that has a 40 miles per hour speed limit? B. Leave parking lights switched on. Explanation. You must use parking lights when parking at night on a road or in a lay-by on a road with a speed limit greater than 30 miles per hour. You must also park in the direction of the traffic flow and not close to a junction. Question 15. What must you do if you come across roadworks that have a temporary speed limit displayed? A. Obey the speed limit. Explanation. Where there are extra hazards, such as at roadworks, it's often necessary to slow traffic by imposing a lower speed limit. These speed limits aren't advisory, they must be obeyed. Question 16. What's the nearest you may park to a junction? A. 10 meters 32 feet. Explanation. Don't park within 10 meters 32 feet of a junction unless in an authorized parking place. This is to allow drivers emerging from or turning into the junction a clear view of the road they're joining. It also allows them to see hazards such as pedestrians or cyclists at the junction. Question 17. You're in a built-up area at night and the road is well lit. Why should you use dipped headlights? D. So that you can be easily seen by others. Explanation. You may be difficult to see when you're traveling at night, even on a well-lit road. If you use dipped headlights rather than side lights, other road users should be able to see you more easily. Question 18. When may you stop on an urban clearway? A. To set down and pick up passengers. Explanation. Urban clearways have their times of operation clearly signed. You may only stop to pick up or set down passengers. Question 19. You're traveling on a motorway in England. When must you stop your vehicle? B. When signaled to stop by a traffic officer. Explanation. You'll find traffic officers on motorways and some primary routes in England and Wales. They work in partnership with the police, helping to keep traffic moving and helping to make your journey as safe as possible. It's an offense not to comply with the directions given by a traffic officer. Question 20. Why could it be dangerous to reverse from a side road into a main road? C. Your view will be restricted. Explanation. Don't reverse into a main road from a side road because your view will be restricted. The main road is likely to be busy and the traffic on it moving quickly. Question 21. What's the national speed limit for cars and motorcycles on a dual carriageway? D. 70 miles per hour. Explanation. Make sure that you know the speed limit for the road that you're on. The speed limit on a dual carriageway or motorway is 70 miles per hour for cars and motorcycles, unless signs indicate otherwise. The speed limits for different types of vehicle are listed in the Highway Code. Question 22. You're waiting at a level crossing. What must you do if a train passes but the lights keep flashing? A. Carry on waiting. Explanation. If the lights at a level crossing keep flashing after a train has passed, you should continue to wait because another train might be coming. Time seems to pass slowly when you're held up in a queue. Be patient and wait until the lights stop flashing. Question 23. How should you use the lanes on a motorway? C. Keep to the left-hand lane unless you're overtaking. Explanation. You should normally travel in the left-hand lane unless you're overtaking a slower-moving vehicle. Question 24. What does this sign mean? C. End of minimum speed. Explanation. The red slash through the sign indicates that the restriction has ended. In this case, the restriction was a minimum speed limit of 30 miles per hour. Question 25. Which vehicles are prohibited from using the motorway? D. Powered mobility scooters. Explanation. Motorways mustn't be used by pedestrians, cyclists, motorcycles under 50 cc, certain slow-moving vehicles without permission, and powered wheelchairs, mobility scooters. And powered wheel. Question 26. Which vehicle is most likely to take an unusual course at a roundabout? D. Long vehicle. Explanation. Long vehicles might have to take a slightly different position when approaching the roundabout or going around it. This is to stop the rear of the vehicle cutting in and mounting the curb. Question 27. What does this sign mean? D. End of controlled parking zone. Explanation. This sign shows that you're leaving a controlled parking zone and those restrictions no longer apply. Question 28. Where's the safest place to park your vehicle at night? A. In a garage. Explanation. If you have a garage, use it. Your vehicle is less likely to be a victim of car crime if it's in a garage. Also, in winter, the windows will be kept free from ice and snow. Question 29. You're driving on a road that has a cycle lane. What does it mean if the lane is marked by a broken white line? A. You shouldn't drive in the lane unless it's unavoidable. Explanation. Cycle lanes are marked with either a solid or a broken white line. If the line is solid, you should check the times of operation shown on the signs and not drive or park in the lane during those times. If the line is broken, you shouldn't drive or park in the lane unless it's unavoidable. Question 30. What's the speed limit for a car towing a trailer on a motorway? B. Miles per hour. Explanation. If you're towing a small, light trailer, it won't reduce your vehicle's performance by very much and it may not be visible in your mirrors. However, strong winds or buffing from large vehicles might. Question 31. When may you stop on a clearway? A. Never. Explanation. Clearways are in place so that traffic can flow without the obstruction of parked vehicles. Just one parked vehicle can cause an obstruction for all other traffic. You mustn't stop where a clearway is in force, not even to pick up or set down passengers. Question 32. Your car gets a puncture while you're driving on the motorway. Do when you've stopped on the hard shoulder. C. Use an emergency telephone and call for help. Explanation. Park as far to the left as you can and leave the vehicle by the near side door. Don't attempt even simple repairs. Instead, walk to an emergency telephone. Question 33. You stop on the hard shoulder of a motorway and use the emergency telephone. Where's the best place to wait for help to arrive? C. Well away from the carriageway. Explanation. When you're on the hard shoulder, you're at risk of being injured by motorway traffic. The safest place to wait is away from the carriageway, but near enough to see the emergency services arriving. Question 34. You're parked in a busy high street. What's the safest way to turn your vehicle around so you can drive in the opposite direction? N. Turn around in a quiet side road. Explanation. Make sure you carry out the maneuver without causing a hazard to other vehicles. Choose a place to turn that's safe and considers other road users. Question 35. On a 3-lane motorway, which lane should you use if there's no traffic ahead? D. Left. Explanation. On a 3-lane motorway, you should travel in the left-hand lane unless you're overtaking. This applies regardless of the speed at which you're traveling. In motorway, you should travel. Question 36. Traffic officers operate on motorways and some primary routes in England and Wales. What are they authorized to do? Stop and direct anyone on a motorway. Explanation: traffic officers don't have enforcement powers but are able to stop and direct people on motorways and some A-class roads. They operate in England and Wales and work in partnership with the police at incidents, providing a highly trained and visible service. They're recognized by an orange and yellow jacket, and their vehicle has yellow and black markings. Question 37. What should you do when you're approaching roadworks on a motorway? B. Obey the speed limit. Explanation: be aware of reduced speed limits at roadworks. Speed limits shown inside a red circle are mandatory, and cameras are often used to enforce the reduced limit. Slow down in good time and keep your distance from the vehicle in front. Mandatory, and cameras are. Question 38. Where may you overtake on a one-way street? D. On either the right or the left. Explanation: you can overtake other traffic on either side when traveling in a one-way street. Make full use of your mirrors and ensure it's clear all around before you attempt to overtake. Look for signs and road markings and use the most suitable lane for your destination. Question 39. Your vehicle broke down on the hard shoulder of a motorway but has now been repaired. How should you rejoin the main carriageway? B. Gain speed on the hard shoulder before moving out onto the carriageway. Explanation: signal your intention and build up sufficient speed on the hard shoulder so that you can filter into a safe gap in the traffic. Don't push your way into a small gap or cause other. Question 40. What color are the reflective studs between the hard shoulder and the left-hand lane of a motorway? C. Red. Explanation: studs are placed between the edge of the carriageway and the hard shoulder. Where slip roads leave or join the motorway, the studs are green. Explanation: red. Question 41. Which vehicles aren't allowed to use the right-hand lane of a 3-lane motorway? B. Vehicles towing a trailer. Explanation: on the motorway, any vehicle towing a trailer is restricted to 60 miles per hour. It isn't allowed in the right-hand lane, as it might hold up faster-moving traffic. Question 42. What's the meaning of this sign? C. National speed limit applies. Explanation: this sign doesn't tell you the speed limit in figures. You should know the speed limit for the type of road that you're on and the type of vehicle that you're driving or riding. Study your copy of the Highway Code. Question 43. Who has priority at an unmarked crossroads? B. No one has priority. Explanation. Practice good observation in all directions before you emerge or make a turn. Proceed only when you're sure it's safe to do so. Question 44. You're turning right at a crossroads. An oncoming driver is also turning right. What's the advantage of turning behind the oncoming vehicle? A. You'll have a clearer view of any approaching traffic. Explanation. When turning right at a crossroads where oncoming traffic is also turning right, it's generally safer to turn behind the approaching vehicle. This allows you a clear view of approaching traffic and is called turning offside to offside. However, some junctions, usually controlled by traffic light filters, are marked for vehicles to turn near side to near side. Question 45. What helps to reduce traffic bunching on a motorway? D. Variable speed limits. Explanation. Congestion can be reduced by keeping traffic at a constant speed. At busy times, maximum speed limits are displayed on overhead gantries. These can be varied quickly depending on the amount of traffic. Question 46. You're driving on a motorway and have to slow down suddenly due to a hazard ahead. How can you warn drivers behind of the hazard? D. Switch on your hazard warning lights. Explanation. Using your hazard warning lights as well as your brake lights will give the traffic behind an extra warning of the problem ahead. Only use them for long enough for your warning to be seen. Question 47. When are you allowed to stop on a motorway? B. When you're signaled to do so by traffic signals. Explanation. You must stop if overhead gantry signs show a red cross above every lane on the motorway. If any of the other lanes doesn't show a red cross, you may move into that lane and continue if it's safe to do so. Red cross, you may. Question 48. You're approaching a busy junction. What should you do when, at the last moment, you realize you're in the wrong lane? Then, continue in that lane. Explanation. There are times when road markings are obscured by queuing traffic, or you're unsure which lane to use. If, at the last moment, you find you're in the wrong lane, don't cut across or bully other drivers to let you in. Follow the lane you're in and find somewhere safe to turn around and rejoin your route. Question 49. What would you expect to find at a contraflow system on a motorway? C. Lower speed limits. Explain. When approaching a contraflow system, reduce speed in good time and obey all speed limits. You may be traveling in a narrower lane than normal, with no permanent barrier between you and the oncoming. Question 50. You're traveling in the left-hand lane of a 3-lane motorway. How should you react to traffic joining from a slip road? C. Adjust your speed or change lane if you can do so safely. Explanation. Plan well ahead when approaching a slip road. If you see traffic joining the motorway, be prepared to adjust your speed. Question 51. What should you do immediately after joining a A. Stay in the left-hand lane. Explanation. When you've just joined a motorway, stay in the left-hand lane long enough to get used to the higher speeds of motorway traffic before considering overtaking. Speeds of motorway. Question 52. When should you use the right-hand lane of a 3-lane dual carriageway? B. When you're overtaking or turning right. Explanation. You should normally use the left-hand lane on any dual carriageway unless you're overtaking or turning right. When overtaking on a dual carriageway, look for vehicles ahead that are turning right. They may be slowing or stopped. You need to see them in good time so that you can take appropriate action. Question 53. You're driving on a busy main road. What should you do if you find that you're driving in the wrong direction? D. Turn around in a side road. Explanation. Don't turn around in a busy street or reverse from a side road into a main road. Find a quiet side road and choose a place to turn around where you won't obstruct an entrance or exit. Look out for pedestrians and cyclists as well as other traffic. Question 54. What should you do if you're driving on a motorway and you miss the exit that you wanted to take? C. Carry on to the next exit. Explanation. It's illegal to reverse, cross the central reservation, or drive against the traffic flow on a motorway. If you miss your exit, carry on until you reach the next one. Ask yourself why you missed your exit. If you think that Question 55. Your vehicle has broken down on a motorway. What should you do if you aren't able to get onto the hard shoulder? D. Switch on your hazard warning lights. Explanation. If you can't get your vehicle onto the hard shoulder, use your hazard warning lights to warn others. Leave your vehicle only when you can safely get clear of the carriageway. Don't try to repair. Question 56. You're waiting at a pelican crossing. What does it mean when the red light changes to flashing amber? A. Give way to pedestrians on the crossing. Explanation. This light allows pedestrians already on the crossing to get to the other side in their own time without being rushed. Don't rev your engine or start to move off while they're still crossing. Question 57. What color are the reflective studs between a motorway and a slip road? B. Green. Explanation. The studs between the carriageway and the hard shoulder are normally red. These change to green where there's a slip road, helping you to identify slip roads when visibility is poor or when it's dark. Question 58. What signal should you give when you're going straight ahead at a roundabout? A. Signal left before leaving the roundabout. Explanation. When going straight ahead at a roundabout, don't signal as you approach it. Signal left just after passing the exit before the one you wish to take. Question 59. Who is authorized to signal you to stop? C. A police officer. Explanation. You must obey signals to stop given by police and traffic officers, traffic wardens, and school crossing patrols. Failure to do so is an offense and could lead to prosecution. Question 60. You're looking for somewhere to park your vehicle. Neither you or your passenger are disabled. What should you do if the only free spaces are marked for disabled drivers? D. Wait for a regular parking space to become free. Explanation. It's illegal to park in a space reserved for disabled drivers unless you're permitted to do so. These spaces are provided for people with limited mobility who may need extra space to get in and out of their vehicle. Question 61. When would you use the right-hand lane of a two-lane dual carriageway? A. When you're turning right or overtaking. Explanation. Normally, you should travel in the left-hand lane and only use the right-hand lane for overtaking or turning right. Move back into the left lane as soon as it's safe, but don't cut in across the path of the vehicle you've just passed. Question 62. When must you stop your vehicle? A. If you're involved in an incident that causes damage or injury. Explanation. You must stop your vehicle when signaled to do so by a police, DVSA, or traffic officer, traffic warden, school crossing patrol, red traffic light. You must also stop if you're involved in an incident that causes damage or injury to any other person, vehicle, animal, or property. Question 63. Where should you park your vehicle at night? D. In a well-lit area. Explanation. When you're parking at night, park in a well-lit area. This can help deter criminals from targeting your vehicle. Question 64. You're traveling along a residential street. There are parked vehicles on the left-hand side. Why should you keep your speed down? D. Children may run out from between the vehicles. Explanation. Travel slowly and carefully near parked vehicles. Beware of vehicles pulling out, especially bicycles and motorcycles. Pedestrians, especially children who may run out from between cars. Drivers opening their doors. Question 65. In England, Scotland, and Northern Ireland, what will the speed limit usually be, where you can see street lights but no speed limit signs? A. 30 miles per hour. Explanation. In England, Scotland, and Northern Ireland, the presence of streetlights generally indicates that there's a 30 miles per hour speed limit, unless signs tell you otherwise. In Wales, streetlights indicate the limit is 20 miles per hour, unless signs show otherwise. Question 66. You're waiting at a level crossing. What should you do if the red warning lights continue to flash after a train has passed by? C. Continue to wait. Explanation. At a level crossing, flashing red lights mean you must stop. If the train passes but the lights keep flashing, wait. Another train may be coming.